Welcome to LexTalks Legal Topics Simplified, where we bring clarity to legal discussions.
Absolutely.
Today, we're diving deep into a fascinating element of the Indian judicial system.
Okay.
Look at Adalats. You might be prepping for a law exam or just curious about this unique approach to justice.
Right.
Either way, get ready to unlock some serious legal knowledge as we explore the organization powers and functions of Lok Adalats.
It's a topic that often sparks curiosity. The term Lok Adalat translates to people's court. And that's a great starting point for understanding their essence.
People's court, it sounds almost revolutionary,
Yeah.
like justice brought back to the community level. Is that reading too much into it?
Not at all. Lok Adalats are rooted in Gandhian principles and draw inspiration from ancient Indian village panchayats.
Okay.
Think of them as a modern take on that age-old tradition of community-based dispute resolution.
Interesting.
But instead of elders under a banyan tree, we have legal professionals facilitating settlements within a structured framework.
So it's a blend of tradition and modern legal systems. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But how did these Lok Adalats actually evolve within the Indian legal system?
Right.
Did they just appear one day?
Their journey is quite interesting. They started gaining traction in the 1980s,
Okay.
with the first one held in Gujarat in 1982. Initially, they were informal, volunteer-driven, and didn't have any legal backing.
Really?
Imagine people coming together trying to resolve their disputes amicably without the rigidity of a courtroom.
It sounds almost like a social experiment. A let's see if this works kind of approach.
It was a novel concept, and its effectiveness in swiftly resolving disputes caught attention.
Yeah.
People realized that this less intimidating, more accessible avenue to justice was beneficial,
Right.
especially for those who might have felt overwhelmed by the formal court system.
Makes sense.
This growing recognition led to a pivotal moment, the Legal Services Authorities Act of 1987.
That sounds like a turning point. What changed with this act?
This act officially recognized Lok Adalats and gave them a legal standing.
Wow.
Suddenly, their decisions weren't just friendly suggestions. They had the force of a court decree. They became legally binding.
That's a big deal. So if someone agreed to a settlement in a Lok Adalat,
Yeah.
they couldn't just back out later.
Right.
It had real consequences.
Exactly. This legal recognition was crucial in solidifying the role of Lok Adalats
Yeah.
and encouraging people to see them as a legitimate path to resolving disputes.
Interesting.
This move was also significant because it aligned with the Act's broader goal,
Okay.
providing equal access to justice for all, particularly the marginalized and underprivileged.
It sounds like a Lok Adalats became a key part of fulfilling that mission of accessible justice.
Precisely, and their evolution didn't start there. In 2002, another significant change occurred.
Oh.
Amendments to the Legal Services Authorities Act established permanent Lok Adalats,
Got it.
making them a fixed feature of the legal landscape.
Permanent Lok Adalats, that signifies a real shift in thinking, doesn't it?
Yes.
It's like saying, hey, these things work. Let's make them a permanent part of our justice system.
Absolutely. This move highlighted the growing confidence in the effectiveness of Lok Adalats. These permanent Lok Adalats were given a specific focus resolving disputes related to public utility services.
Interesting.
We're talking about essential services like transportation, postal services, telecommunications, things that impact everyone's daily lives.
That makes a lot of sense. Instead of getting caught up in lengthy court battles over a dispute with, say, your internet provider,
Yeah.
a permanent Lok Adalat could offer a much quicker resolution.
Exactly. It's about making justice accessible and efficient,
Right.
especially for those everyday issues that can cause a lot of stress and hassle.
This brings up a key question. What kinds of cases can these Lok Adalats actually handle?
Okay.
Do they have limitations?
They do, while their scope is quite broad.
Okay.
They primarily deal with cases that fall under civil revenue and compoundable criminal offenses. Think of issues like motor accident claims, property disputes, bank loan recoveries,
Yeah.
things that often impact individuals directly.
So a wide range of cases, but with the emphasis on those that affect individuals.
Right.
Rather than, say, large corporations or complex legal battles.
The idea is to bring justice closer to the people
Oh, yeah.
and provide a platform for resolving disputes that directly affect their lives.
Makes sense.
It's also worth mentioning that Lok Adalats cannot handle non-compoundable criminal offenses like serious crimes.
That makes sense. There are some cases where a compromise just isn't an option.
Right.
So Lok Adalats have this specific focus,
Yeah.
but they must have some real power to make things happen, right?
Absolutely. Lok Adalats function much like mini civil courts, but with a key difference.
Okay.
While they have the authority to summon witnesses, demand documents, and evaluate evidence, They aren't bound by the rigid procedures of traditional courts.
So they're efficient, but not at the expense of thoroughness.
Yeah,
It's about finding that balance.
exactly. This flexibility is key to their effectiveness.
Okay.
Like Adalats can tailor their procedures to the specific dispute, creating a less formal and more solution-oriented environment.
That must be a relief for people who might feel intimidated by the formality of a traditional court.
Right.
It's like bringing a human touch to the legal process.
Precisely. It allows for open communication. It encourages parties to actively participate
Yeah.
and fosters an atmosphere of collaboration rather than confrontation.
This has been incredibly insightful. We've learned about the history, the legal backing,
Mm.
and the powers of Lok Adalats.
Yeah.
But I'm curious, are there different types of Lok Adalats?
Yes.
Or is it a one-size-fits-all system?
It's actually a multifaceted system, and we'll dive into the various types of Lok Adalats in the next part of our deep dive. Stay tuned to uncover more about these fascinating people's courts.
This is definitely one to stick around for. Welcome back to LexTalks.
Right.
Before we delve further into the world of Lok Adalats, I want to touch upon something you mentioned earlier,
Okay.
the connection to ancient village panchayats.
Yeah.
It's fascinating how a concept rooted in tradition is now a part of our legal system. Is there something about that traditional approach that makes it so relevant even today?
That's a great observation. The enduring relevance of the panchayat system lies in its focus on community harmony and amicable solutions. Traditionally, panchayats weren't just about delivering judgments, they were about restoring peace within the community. This emphasis on conciliation and preserving relationships is something that Lok Adalats have inherited.
So it's not just about winning or losing a case.
Right.
It's about finding solutions that benefit everyone involved.
Mm.
It makes you wonder if that approach is perhaps even more relevant today,
Yeah.
given the increasing complexity of modern disputes.
Absolutely. In a world that's becoming increasingly individualistic,
Mm.
Lok Adalats offer a space for dialogue, understanding, and finding common ground. They remind us that resolving disputes doesn't always have to be adversarial.
That's a powerful message.
Yeah.
So we've established that Lok Adalats are deeply rooted in this philosophy of conciliation,
Right.
but they also operate within a legal framework, right? Tell us more about the rules and regulations that guide these people's courts.
You're right. There's a structured framework that governs Lok Adalats.
Okay.
One of the key documents is the National Legal Services Authority Lok Adalat Regulations of 2009.
Interesting.
Think of it as the rule book for Lok Adalats, outlining how they should be organized and how they should function.
Right.
It's worth noting that these regulations have been amended over time to refine and enhance the system, demonstrating its dynamic nature.
It's like saying, we're committed to this concept and we're constantly working to make it better. That's reassuring to hear.
Yeah.
What are some of the key aspects highlighted in these regulations?
One crucial aspect is the composition of Lok Adalats.
Okay.
They are typically chaired by a sitting or retired judicial officer, ensuring legal expertise. However, they also include members from the legal profession and, importantly, social workers.
That's an interesting mix. It's not just about the letter of the law. It's also about understanding the social and human aspects of disputes. Social workers bring a different perspective, don't they?
Exactly. They understand the community context, family dynamics, and the emotional undercurrents that often influence a dispute.
Okay.
Their role is to facilitate a resolution that addresses not just the legal issues, but also the underlying social or emotional concerns.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. It aligns with the whole people's court idea,
Yeah.
where justice isn't just an abstract legal concept,
Yeah.
but something grounded in people's lives and experiences. It's like bringing empathy to the legal process.
You've hit the nail on the head. Another key element highlighted in the regulations is the focus on pre-litigation matters. Lok Adals are actively encouraged to resolve disputes before they escalate into formal court cases,
It's like saying, let's nip this in the bud before it becomes a bigger issue.
precisely by intervening early and facilitating dialogue.
Yeah.
Lok Adalats can help parties find mutually agreeable solutions, saving them the time, money, and stress of prolonged litigation. It's a proactive, preventative approach to resolving conflict.
It sounds like this pre-litigation aspect is really crucial to the effectiveness of Lok Adalats.
Right.
But what about cases that are already in court?
Hmm.
Can they be referred to a Lok Adalat?
Yes, they can. The regulations clearly outline the process for referring cases to Lok Adalats.
Okay.
If a case is already pending in court,
Yeah.
it can be referred to a Lok Adalat if both parties agree or if the court itself deems it suitable for resolution through this avenue.
So there are safeguards in place to make sure that the decision to move to a Lok Adalat isn't forced upon anyone. It
Exactly.
has to be a consensual process.
And in situations where a dispute hasn't reached the court yet,
Okay.
any party involved can apply to have the matter referred to a Lok Adalat.
Hmm.
This accessibility is crucial as it empowers individuals to choose a path that they feel will lead to a fair and timely resolution.
It sounds like there are multiple entry points into the Lok Adalat system,
Right.
making it flexible and responsive to different situations.
Yeah.
But we also need to talk about the powers of Lok Adalats, right?
Yeah.
What can they actually do to resolve a dispute?
That's an important point. The regulations clearly state that Lok Adalats have the authority to help parties arrive at a compromise or settlement. However, they are not empowered to issue directives or orders related to the dispute. It's about facilitation, not judgment.
So they're guides, not dictators.
Precisely. They can guide, they can encourage, and they can suggest solutions. But ultimately, the decision lies with the parties involved.
Right.
It's their agreement that makes the settlement binding, not the Lok Adalat's decree.
This really highlights the importance of communication and negotiation in the Lok Adalat process.
Yeah.
It's about the parties coming together, understanding each other's perspective,
Right.
and working towards a solution that benefits everyone.
Exactly. And to foster this open communication,
Okay.
the regulations emphasize that Lok Adalats can directly communicate with the parties, either verbally or in writing. This creates a more informal and personalized approach, which can be a huge advantage in sensitive disputes.
It's like saying, we're here to listen, to understand, and to help you find a solution that works for everyone.
That's the essence of it. And another crucial aspect that the regulations address is confidentiality.
Nope.
All discussions and proceedings within a Lok Adalat are confidential.
Right.
And the members of the Lok Adalat are prohibited from disclosing any information shared during the process.
Confidentiality is essential in any dispute resolution process.
Absolutely.
It allows people to speak freely without fear of their words being used against them later. It creates a safe space for open and honest dialogue.
Maintaining confidentiality builds trust and encourages parties to fully engage in the process, knowing that their privacy is protected.
Right.
It's a key factor in fostering a collaborative environment where solutions can emerge.
It sounds like the regulations have created a well-structured and thoughtful framework for Lok Adalats to operate within.
Yes.
But what happens if, despite the best efforts of everyone involved, the Lok Adalat proceedings don't lead to a successful resolution?
Okay.
Do the parties just go back to square one?
Not necessarily. The regulations offer guidance for such situations. If a Lok Adalat is unable to facilitate a settlement,
Yeah.
the parties are advised to consider other alternative dispute resolution mechanisms or to approach a court of law.
So it's not a dead end. It's a redirection, perhaps,
Right.
toward another path that might be more suitable for their specific situation.
Exactly. The goal is to ensure that individuals have options and support in their quest for a resolution.
Okay.
And in appropriate cases, the Lok Adalat might also advise the parties about the availability of legal aid to help them navigate those alternative paths.
It's all about empowering individuals to make informed choices.
Yes.
And to have access to the resources they need to pursue a just outcome.
Precisely. Now, here's an interesting detail about the awards passed by Lok Adalat. The regulations stipulate that each award must carry a specific endorsement that clarifies its legal standing. This endorsement clearly states that the award has been made under the Legal Services Authorities Act of 1987 and has the force of a decree of a civil court.
That sounds powerful.
Yeah.
It removes any ambiguity about the weight and finality of a Lok Adalat's decision.
Exactly. The endorsement goes on to emphasize that the award is final and binding on all parties involved,
Wow.
and that no appeal can be made to any court against the award.
Wow. That's a strong statement. It underscores the importance of taking the Lok Adalat process seriously.
Right.
It's not just a casual agreement. It has real legal consequences.
You're absolutely right. This clear and consistent endorsement is crucial for maintaining the integrity and effectiveness of the Lok Adalat system.
Yeah.
It ensures that the awards are respected and enforced, further strengthening the legitimacy of this alternative approach to justice.
This clarification from the highest court is vital for maintaining the integrity of the Lok Adalat system and building public trust in its fairness and effectiveness.
Absolutely. Now let's take a look at some real-world data that reflects the impact of Lok Adalat
Okay.
by the end of 2015.
Okay.
And these numbers have likely grown significantly since then.
Right.
Over 1.5 million Lok Adalats have been organized across India since their inception.
1.5 million Lok Adalats. That's an astounding number. It speaks volumes about their reach and popularity as a means of dispute resolution.
The impact becomes even more impressive when you consider the number of cases they've settled. As of 2015, over 82.5 million cases had been resolved through Lok Adalats.
Wow.
That's millions of disputes resolved outside the formal court system,
Right.
saving time, money, and resources for everyone involved.
Those numbers are compelling. They paint a picture of a system that is not just a theoretical concept, but a practical solution
Right.
that's making a tangible difference in the lives of countless people.
They're a testament to the power of collaboration, compromise, and community-based solutions. Lok Adalats have truly carved a niche for themselves in the Indian legal landscape.
It's inspiring to see how this ancient concept of people's courts is thriving in the modern legal system.
Yeah,
It's a testament to the adaptability and resilience of traditional wisdom.
it is indeed. Lok Adalats provide a valuable lesson in finding creative and effective solutions that blend tradition with modernity. They remind us that sometimes the best way forward is to look back to our roots and adapt time-tested principles to the challenges of today.
It's a powerful message that resonates far beyond the legal realm.
It does.
This has been an incredibly enriching exploration of the organization, powers, and functions of Lok Adalats. We've uncovered their historical roots, analyzed the regulations that guide them, and even delved into the Supreme Court's interpretation of their role.
Right.
But as we wrap up part 2 of our LexTalks deep dive, I want to leave our listeners with a thought-provoking question to ponder.
Okay.
Given the increasing complexities of modern disputes,
Yeah.
what are some innovative ways in which Lok Adalats could adapt and evolve to better serve the needs of the future?
It's a question worth considering, and we'll delve into the exciting possibilities in the final part of our deep dive. Stay tuned to unlock the future of Lok Adalats.
This one you won't want to miss. Welcome back to LexTalks.
Thanks.
In the previous segment, we left you with a question: how can Lok Adalats evolve to meet the challenges of the future? It's a question that takes us to the intersection of tradition, innovation, and the ever-changing landscape of disputes. What are your thoughts?
It's an exciting area to explore. The world is changing rapidly,
Right.
and the nature of disputes is evolving along with it.
Yeah.
Lok Adalats, with their focus on accessibility and amicable solutions, have a unique opportunity to step up and provide a platform
Okay.
for resolving these emerging conflicts.
It's like taking an age-old concept and equipping it to handle the complexities of the 21st century.
Yeah.
Where do we even begin? What are some concrete steps Lok Adalats could take to stay relevant
Right.
in this rapidly evolving world?
One area ripe for innovation is expanding the types of cases Lok Adalats handle they've traditionally focused.
To more straightforward civil, criminal, and revenue matters. But the future demands a broader approach.
I see what you mean. We live in a world where technology is intertwined with almost every aspect of our lives.
Right.
What about disputes arising from cybercrime, intellectual property rights,
Yeah.
or even issues related to data privacy? These are areas where traditional courts might struggle to keep pace.
You're spot on. Equipping Lok Adalats to handle these complex modern disputes would be a game changer.
Yeah.
It would require specialized training for conciliators,
Okay.
and perhaps even the establishment of dedicated Lok Adalats with expertise in these specific areas. Imagine a Lok Adalat specifically for resolving disputes related to e-commerce or online transactions.
That's a fascinating idea. It's about matching the evolving nature of disputes with the right expertise.
Right.
And creating a system that's both adaptable and specialized.
Exactly. Another critical aspect is leveraging technology. We've talked about e-Lok Adalats,
Right.
which are a fantastic step towards greater accessibility.
But imagine taking it a step further.
Okay.
What if we integrate artificial intelligence to streamline case management, analyze evidence, and even provide preliminary assessments to guide the mediation process?
It's like having a super efficient assistant that helps Lok Adalats function even more smoothly and effectively.
Precisely. And think about this.
Yeah.
What if we use virtual reality to create immersive simulations of disputes?
Wow.
Parties could virtually experience each other's perspectives, fostering empathy and understanding. The possibilities are truly exciting.
That sounds futuristic, but in a really good way. It's about pushing the boundaries of dispute resolution
Yeah.
and finding creative ways to help parties find common ground.
Absolutely. But amidst all this technological advancement, it's crucial not to lose sight of the human element.
Right.
While technology can enhance efficiency and broaden reach,
Yeah.
the heart of the Lok Adalat system lies in the skills and expertise of the conciliators.
They're the ones who guide the process, facilitate dialogue, and ultimately help parties find a path towards resolution.
Exactly. Investing in their training and development is paramount. We need to equip them with advanced mediation techniques, conflict resolution skills, and even a deeper understanding
Right.
of psychology and human behavior.
It's about nurturing a generation of expert conciliators who are not only well-versed in the law,
Yeah.
but also possess the empathy, cultural sensitivity, and communication skills needed to navigate the complexities of modern disputes.
Precisely. And finally, let's not forget about the importance of community engagement. Lok Adalats draw inspiration from village panchayats,
Okay.
which were deeply embedded in the community fabric. We need to strengthen that connection.
That makes a lot of sense. How do we bridge that gap and bring Lok Adalats closer to the people they're meant to serve?
We need to integrate them more deeply into the community. Imagine conducting awareness campaigns in local languages. Using relatable examples to explain the benefits of this system, we need to demystify the legal process and make Lok Adalats a household name,
Right.
a trusted resource for resolving everyday disputes.
It's about making justice truly accessible at the grassroots level and fostering a culture where people feel empowered to seek amicable solutions
Yes.
rather than resorting to adversarial legal battles.
Exactly. Imagine a future where communities embrace mediation and conflict resolution as essential life skills.
Wow.
A future where disputes are seen as opportunities for growth and understanding, rather than sources of division and animosity.
That's a powerful vision. A future where Lok Adalats play a central role in building a more harmonious and just society.
Yeah,
It's something worth striving for.
it is indeed.
Well, it seems we've covered a lot of ground in our deep dive into the world of Lok Adalats. We've explored their history, their organization, their powers, and even taken a peek into the exciting possibilities that the future holds for these unique people's courts.
It's been a journey through the heart of India's commitment to accessible and efficient justice,
Yeah.
showcasing a system that blends tradition, innovation, and a deep respect for community and collaboration.
We hope this exploration has sparked your curiosity, expanded your knowledge, and maybe even inspired you to see Lok Adalat as a viable and valuable path towards a more just and harmonious society.
Justice should never be a distant concept,
Right.
but an accessible reality for everyone.
It's beautifully said. Thanks for tuning in to LexTalks. Subscribe and keep learning.